down to the Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Fay Farms, where's the beef at? Contact Jimmy Fay. Family Landscaping, make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ. The Black River Ale House, where the Romans go. Dura Products, who's got the pipe? Jimmy Fay's got the pipe. Contact Jimmy Fay for irrigation, drainage, pool, and spa. You building a new house, contact Jimmy Fay. He's got your stuff. The B-Dry system. Your basement's wet? Get a hold of B-Dry. Believe in 271. Nobody fights alone. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, your local representative. George Kaler, Sales and Service. Liberty Affordable Housing. Rome Sign and Display Company. Nice Scoba. The men and women in blue, thank you for what you do. Robert Dix Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix. Tri-City Lacrosse. 40 years of summer fun. Master Vito Hyundai. Contact the sales force. CRM Rental Management. The Clinton Tractor and Implement Company. Contact the Caledona family. Hello, Yeti Nation. Get down.
Hello, Paul Noecker. What is happening?
Greg Beecher, what's up? Yeti Nation, what's up, everybody? Happy Monday night.
Happy Monday night.
days.
We got
Good
OJ the
days.
dude already in the chats. I
He's
love
ready.
it.
He's got a smiley face ready to rock and roll.
Well, big announcement. OJ is coming to Worlds. It is very official now, so we might as well just say it right out there. I mean, we're looking at plane tickets and stuff now. He's been sending me times getting in. I'm going to try to get him picked up and out to Utica, so it is definitely 100% official. OJ the dude. Hello, David Lent. Nice to see you in the chats as well. But yeah, so OJ the dude will be coming to Worlds. He will be helping Blue Squatch Productions at the World venue. So excited to have that. But let's start with Utica. What is going on in the Yeti Nation?
Oh, yeah, I'm sitting here. I probably shouldn't have done it, but I just threw a text out to our group and said, "What's the word?" And all of a sudden, my phone's blowing up. So, what's up, Jason Webb? What's up, Nate Jobson? What's up, Chris Crane and Patty Crosby? What's up, guys? As far as Yeti Nation, my man, it's exciting times.
It's almost go time. I'm so excited. We're getting closer. I just got a sweet clip of Neil Powless out at that Herbeski tournament, and wow, that was cool. I was doing some highlights Sam sent me. That tournament is amazing. They do a great job. Every game there, super exciting. I'm watching the games from the clips he sends, and then the next thing I know, I'm 45 minutes later still watching this game like, oh man, there was a bunch of stuff I was supposed to do today. Well, none of that happened, but I did find a really sweet behind-the-back goal from Neil Powless. So it's not that I didn't do anything. I just didn't do the stuff I should have been doing, and instead I was clipping highlights from that Herbeski tournament. What a cool thing that is.
Well, it's a great thing. As far as Bangs going back over in September, the first week of September. It's not the that particular tournament, but it is another small tournament. Same venue in regards to location, but just
I'm gonna get out
tournament.
there one of these years. I got to figure out. I need somebody who wants me to document it to get me out there, and yeah.
I would love to see Bang get into the tournament that Neil's in right now. That would be an incredible. That's one of Kiefer's bucket list. These guys they're going back for the second time, so props to them. I won't get on a plane and fly over the pond. Ain't happening. No way. No, sorry. I'll go to Nashville, and I'll go to Detroit, but I'm not going to head over that pond. No, thank you.
Yeah. So we talked about that a little bit. Yeti team. How's the team? Are we looking like ready for the season? The college kids are I know still chomping at the bit. You haven't seen them yet, but are we starting to see practice as far as like forming up with who's who?
We're starting to get there. Yes, we're throwing some man up and some man down. Obviously, all that good stuff. Everybody does it, but yeah, who's running well with who and who's got each other's eye and knows where to cut, how to cut, when to cut, and it's pretty awesome. It's a exciting time. Numbers have been incredible at at practice running 4 goalies. It's nice this way. It gives everybody an option to catch a little bit of breather, get that chest protector off, and stretch out a little bit, do some passing without it on. Mingle with the guys. That's one of the great things that we're enjoying this year is guys are absolutely bonding again. So that's
that Yeti family, kind of what made it special the first years coming back.
They're building character, they're building chemistry with each other, and that's one thing that goes a long way. And it lasts for years. That's the beautiful thing. I was doing some counting. Right now, we're at 18 returners.
Oh, that's huge. And actually, I mean, when you guys went to the Nationals, everybody talked about that. It's the family that is the Yeti. And you got to wonder with this Toronto team how much of that is. So Hartley just came back. He made a huge difference for Rochester when he came back. But, I mean, I think this is the problem. Look at the scores of these games.
The face-offs, they killed them in face-off.
Yeah.
It wasn't even close. And is that the game? What a bounce that was right there.
That was a beautiful bounce. You talk about it with the face-offs. I think it's, the key face-offs. And actually, I said it when Buffalo went into overtime. I was like, oh, Farrell's going to, earn his money on this one. But
he did.
Yeah, no, he did. But I think when it comes down to it, you look at the scores of all these games, it's all about the defense.
It's all about defense.
I mean,
everybody's tight. Nobody
was close to 20 goals. I mean, I don't think any of them even went to double digits.
One.
Yeah.
Just one.
And
Buffalo.
Barely, though.
Yeah. And that took overtime.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. And barely. So nobody went to double digits in regulation.
Yeah. It was a great weekend of box lacrosse. I mean, you seen the great flying plays, the behind the backs, some great cuts, incredible goalie play. All the goalies, I think, stood on their head. The games I watched, 3 of the 4, this is the only one I didn't watch live. And I tell you, the goalies, they all stood on their head.
It's the old adage. Offense will win you a few games, but defense wins championships. You need a defense. You need the goalie. Nick Rose is having a career year. He has not had a year like he's had. Everybody talks about Rose and how great he's been, but when you look at how he has been doing this year, it's he's on a different level than he's ever been at, and it shows when you look through the stats. We'll try to look through some of them in a little bit. But yeah, no, he's looking good. Hartley, very short year. He unfortunately went out early with the concussion and then kind of dealt with that most of the year. That's a tough, it's a tough thing to come back from. And you can see when you don't, how much he was missed.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He is their backbone, and they missed him. No question. Great, Great season for Rochester. They came back. They fought. Who would have thought? What was it? 3.13% chance of making the playoffs, and they went up to Toronto and they represented well.
Yeah, I see. Kiefer says come with us in September. I don't even have a passport. Is actually part of the problem. Me and Mrs. Beecher were just talking about that tonight. I was like, we don't have passports. I've got the enhanced license. Our passports, we let them expire. So yeah, that's got to be accomplished first. But no, defense, I definitely think you saw Toronto come to life a little bit, but look at the first half of this, though. I mean, 3 goals in the first half in this game for the Toronto Rock offense, which has just got so much talent up front. I mean, you talk just Connor Fields and Ryan Smith, and without even talking Launchbury, McConvey, and the list goes on, you would expect one of those guys to maybe have 3 goals in the first half, not the entire team to have 3 goals in the first half.
Yeah, that as far as they totaled out for the date between the two of them, 28 shots, and as far as Smitty, he got himself on the boards and he did well for him. But Connor Fields, those guys put their points on the board. They got their points, but the rest of the rest of the team, where were you? Launchbury, where were you this game? We needed you. And that right there, that was huge. Bushy. Woo.
Yeah.
Nice play. Play.
That was gorgeous. I was a big fan of that one, actually. I've watched it a few times. That where he comes around the back there. But I mean, the patience of these guys is something that's overlooked a lot. The athleticism's there, and it kind of overshines a lot of it. But when you look at the patience of them to just not do that, and to just wait for it, and then come around and feed it between the legs instead of throwing it right into the leg pads as soon as he comes around. That's it's a lot easier said than done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's something that honestly, it's practiced. It's not just there's a lot of improvisation on a lot of players, but we were doing it this weekend. I know some guys, especially the older guys, and they tend to, stay away when it's time to stay away from. We'll give it a 1, 2, 3, and then I'll start jumping instead of diving. They'll do the slam dunk versus the dive across everything, but it's got to be practice. Those are key elements of the game. It's an awesome part of the game. It makes that goalie that much that position that much harder. Where is this guy? Where is he? And then all of a sudden they'll throw around the world, and it's not even where the hell did that shot come from, type of thing. So it's awesome stuff, but it is practice. And you take a Bushi. How many years is this guy? He's one of the elder statesmen, is he not? I mean, he's what, 19 years? Not 19 years. Is it that long already?
I don't know. It may be. It's crazy when you see how long some of these guys seem to be able to do it and play at that level.
As rough of a game as it is, there's a lot of these guys that you want to know what? They can't get enough of it.
No. Like right here, I mean, most guys, you're thinking dunk. As soon as he got that pass, everybody's thinking dunk. Hartley covers that top corner up right away, and instead he feeds it just in that foot when he sees the stick picked up as he's coming around. I mean, you're talking a fraction of a second, and he just...
That's what he's looking for. Yeah. As he's coming, look where his head is. His head's looking right in that direction. Sticks up shot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sticks down. He's probably trying to go far side high, but he sees the stick up a little bit and just pegs it in there. Beautiful.
Beautiful play.
Yeah, I had to get it straightened out. I was like, we got to look at that one again. That's why we had to go big screen for us for a minute. Not that we're the prettiest faces we want to see, but it's I don't know. I think really when you look at it, so right now Rochester has 40 shots, 3 goals. And there's a fourth one on the 41 shot from Fields. But still, I mean, that is 10%. You cannot expect to win a game. And that's 40 shots on goal. Who knows how many shots they took that missed the net?
Right.
I don't have access to those stats. But either way, like I said, you're talking 10% as a team that you're never going to win in the championship with that. Kudos to the Toronto defense being able to hold them and Nick Rose to hold them to that. Because, I mean, the goalie gets a lot of the credit, but obviously the defense, if you're putting pressure on guys all the time, I mean, you hear it. What is pressure turns you into, diamonds or dust?
You're going diamonds, baby. That's what I think.
Yeah, shout out. This is Brand Y. Huge shout out to Brand Y Distillery. But this goal for Brian Smith was gorgeous. Same thing.
Got underneath, boom. Got under the defense, and right there, you don't have to dive. That's get the guy, the goalie, to make that upper chest move to protect it and get it low.
Yeah, as soon as you see him going, he thinks he's going far side. His body's come all the way across, just sticks on the far side of his body. He just assumes he's going to.
Yep. It's a great matchup. And Walter's doing what he does, or is that no? That was McKay.
That was Smith again.
Oh, Smith. That was Smith. Yeah.
Ryan Smith again. He really kind of lit up here in the fourth quarter. It looked like, but a little too late. And now we get on to this game, and this game was nuts.
Ding, ding, no question. Swarm came in, and they were buzzing everywhere. Yeah. That was a great. I mean, a classic game, I think. McKay coming down, starting it up. Boom.
Yeah, no, it was nonstop. And I mean, there's nothing like Bandit Land, too. You can hear it when you're watching the game. The crowd's going nuts. Bomberry going nuts when he scored that first goal. But, when the Bandits start climbing up, in this goal by Q, though.
Yeah. I bet you Albany wishes they still had him a little bit.
I don't know.
Not with what they got. It's a whole different team.
It's a different team, and Q's got to be the guy. He's a volume shooter. I think you're still better off with Simmons, even if you don't maybe capitalize on it this year. Q is there. Like this would be a year you would expect, Q, and he did. He stepped up. He had a good game. I don't remember what his stats were off the top of my head, but we'll have to look at it. But it's just not enough, and I don't think he is that guy.
Right.
You need him to be, but he's more he's your number 2.
Into their offensive play.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's a 2, and I love this Weiss. I love when he goes there and just steps up the dasher, and you see all the fans going nuts in Buffalo. That environment is absolutely crazy.
It is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
It is an awesome place to watch a game. And this game was up and down the court, or up and down the field. It was back and forth, and goalies were doing their respective job, and some snuck through, some didn't.
Yeah, Lyle. I mean, that was gorgeous. Hits the crossbar off the back of Vince, then in. It's a game of inches. You say it all the time, but I mean, you talk about hitting the pipe and it going wide right there on Dobson. Dobson had a good night. I think Dobson is probably the most underrated goalie in the NLL. Damu did good as well, but I would have to say Dobson is the most underrated goalie in the NLL.
He definitely didn't get as many props as he probably should have. But you know what? They made it to the playoffs. So he's obviously getting what he's got to get.
Oh, yeah. He gets some love, but most of the love there goes to the offense. And when you look at what got them through most of the season, they didn't have a ton of high-scoring games. They did have one super high. I think they scored 20 goals in one game. But for the most part, it was their defense and then their offense being able to score that. Who can win the one-goal games is what so much of this league comes down to.
And there was a lot of them this weekend.
Yeah. No, here's another one. Like you said, this was the highest scoring game of the weekend, and it didn't hit double digits until overtime.
The only double digit. I mean, wait till you get to the Albany game. How that defense played. This game. As far as Byrne, Josh Byrne is a player.
He's I tell you, when Jobson had me go out to that game with him, and I sat so close to the plexiglass, seeing how much room he covers. Like here, it looks like he's nowhere, but he's outside the box, and then he's just 2 steps in with a little shuffle step, and he's in perfect position in the middle and rips that shot. He covers ground so fast, it's deceptive, and he's a lot bigger than he looks.
Oh, he's a big boy. He's very tall.
Yeah.
And now you got the arm span that the stick has its own eyes.
Yeah, Nanticoke fired up.
Nanticoke.
You have I've seen you butcher names way worse. I don't even bother when you're saying that. Everybody butchers that one. Yeah, Coutier looking good.
Hey, there you go. Coutier. It's number 2. Bandits on the prowl.
Bandits on the prowl. And but Q was looking good, and right here everybody thought it's a Bandits game, and then I was watching and I was like, oh man, Georgia's looking good. They might come back and win this.
I was
Bomberry
was
feeling it, man.
We played him 3 years ago. He was in the IBLA for the Eels, and that was look where these guys are now. That's awesome stuff.
Yeah. No, yeah, I love it watching the guys that we watch all summer that get to play in the NLL. But Lyle, that is just so fast and so smooth, and just in the clutch situation, it puts them ahead by 1, and now you're looking at the defense, but your offense has to score another goal because your defense. This is what I mean by Dobson. I don't care what happens. The first shot, no matter what, you do expect your goalie at this level to at least get a piece of it. But right here, you're not a man down. There is no excuse that he picks this ball up and shoots it. And granted, it's impressive.
He doesn't even pick that up. That's a snapshot from I don't think there's a cradle on there. He gave it the old hockey 1-2 football.
Yeah. He got at least enough of it in the stick though that they
you get it in the pocket and just because they've practiced it so much. He's probably done 300 of those this past week.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those guys, it's crazy. But so I mean, and what a goal, and that's what I
Boom.
mean to get past Dobson. This one he might want back, but I mean, still, you watch, you let Josh Byrne step in. Nobody's on his hands. You're just trying to get yourself on, and really all you probably do is step into Dobson's way as he's shooting, and you can see because Dobson doesn't track that one till it's over.
Well, look how fast it's going. If you're right there, stop, don't move it again. Nope, go back right there. If you take a look at the defenseman, the ball is right next to his knee as he's already ripped it. It's heading towards the goalie. That thing is, I guarantee it's probably going 90 miles an hour at least.
Oh yeah.
That's something we're looking at. That's something we're looking into. I don't. You were talking to Tony, I heard.
He sent me a message like just after I had gotten to bed at like midnight, and it was we were actually out way later than I normally am, and I saw that and I almost answered him, and I was like, I'm going to sleep. And then the next morning I was like, do you have a radar gun? Because yeah, that's it. I love it, but I don't know how we're gonna fandangle it. We'll see what happens.
Well,
But that would be cool. There's the challenge flag, and I don't know what you're challenging, or is that just somebody celebrating?
I think they were looking for anybody's foot in the crease concept, and there was nobody around. It was a straight laser.
No, it was, yeah.
Defenseman screening him. By the time he lets that thing on, he has already taken that half a step off the pipe, and that's where he pasted it, right off the pipe.
Yeah, it was beautiful, and you see Bandit Land just going bananas. And then this game, I don't think they get enough. What is it? Kowalski's the coach there, right? Or Kowalski?
Kowalski.
But for Panther City, they don't get enough credit. And I think a lot of it is because when you look there, it's kind of painful to watch the fans in Panther City sometimes. But after the start they've had of the year, coming in as an expansion team in a couple of years, and to bounce back and play as well as they did with the young pieces and just mixing the old pieces, I'm very impressed with this Panther City team. Very impressed with Daymood. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough.
Wasn't their night. But once again, what a great game. It was a great game. There wasn't a bad game all weekend.
No, I think you nailed it. It took something special to score. You know, most of the goals are pretty impressive. Like even that one trickling in, the ball goes right across into the middle fast. Defense is not on the hands, and you saw how important it is to have those guys. I'm telling you, these 1 or 2 goal games, who has the guys in that pass not happy with themselves on that one, but beautiful goal, and he's stoked.
It was a, as far as face-offs, 19 of 21. How many more shots, extra shots did they get off of that? 63 shots they had on the night.
Yeah.
63.
No, that's what I said. Daymood is he played great as well. Daymood and Dobson, they unfortunately just weren't able to get that couple extra saves that they needed. I mean, literally, you're talking 2 more saves. 2 more saves and they're in.
Hey, you want to know what was great about this too? Is the officials let them play.
Oh my goodness,
they threw the freaking whistles away, and the boy. This was a good game to watch. It was late, but it was a great game to watch.
I definitely did not watch it live.
I did, and I was
way past my bedtime. This is why I didn't, because I would have seen this goal by Austin Stotts and just lost my mind.
Yeah.
My goodness,
incredible. Sir. The one-handed gonna wrap that right through you. He had another one-handed shot earlier in the game that was like, how in that? Fire it up, man. Fire it up. That's great stuff for him.
I love it. He is ecstatic. Nobody gets as happy as the Stats boys when they score, which fortunately, not the night for his brother, but for him, on the other hand, he played phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, you got a little brother took over.
Yeah.
There's a new stat that you better be paying attention to.
I think, that was gorgeous.
Yeah, it was a nice flip.
But holds it long enough that guy in the middle has to slide. But now he literally has the attention of all 4 guys.
Nobody even looking at that guy coming down the middle.
Not even a little bit.
Nope. Not even close. Thank
Yeah.
you very much. Good stuff. Rar. He said
Yeah. No,
rar.
Crawford was definitely a nice pickup. He played good. He unfortunately, like I said, I think just the firepower, they were able to get it. Stotts literally, what did he have? 4 goals on the night?
Yeah, he did. 4 and 4. I don't see the assist, but Berg was on fire dishing it to him, that's for sure.
Yeah. No, he was. Berg played great, and Doby, phenomenal. They got to be excited with that young man, Will Malcolm. He has had this is his second year. He's starting to come into his own. I think he had a point. I think he scored a goal every game. He was on a run for a while. I don't know if he finished it up, but
Yeah, it was one of those young guys stepping up. It's their time.
yeah. But I mean, so 2.5 seconds left. They pull the goalie. They get the set play, and this one, Daboud almost gets it, but unfortunately, he's not playing horseshoes or hand grenades, and he doesn't get enough of it.
Not enough.
So now you're talking. They go in. Panther City was leading. They got to be looking at this, going, man, we're the 8 seed. We've got the 1 seed down going into halftime. They come back, and here's again just the Stotts show.
Doobie doo.
Yeah, Stotts has just been he was amazing.
He's a dog. He's one of those guys. You don't want to play against him.
No. Yeah. It's Crawford again, right? I think it was on that goal.
I'm trying to find you don't have the times on there, so I'm
sorry. Well, right now it was so who scored the 7th Panther City goal?
The last time you said Malcolm was on 6, I think.
Yeah, and now Panther City, the 7th goal would have been in the 4th quarter.
So that was Stotts in the 3rd quarter. We're still in the 3rd quarter here, rolling.
No, yeah. See, so 3rd quarter, who scored Panther City's last 3rd quarter goal?
I'm gonna butcher his name.
77, is it?
Galter.
Okay.
Gaultier.
Gautier.
See, I was getting my French is getting better.
Yeah, it was good enough that you knew you butchered it. You're like, I know this is not going to sound right. But again, see, here's Malcolm again. So Will Malcolm scored the first one. This is Tony Malcolm, his brother. He was a firewolf. He was traded.
Okay.
He ran a clinic with Lucas once down in Albany. I got to meet him. Great guy. He was ripping shots from the face-off circle off the top bar. I watched him one day just ripping 10 in a row. Boom, boom, boom. And like 8 out of 10 just ticked off the pipe and went in off the top crossbar. It was impressive.
It's incredible.
And he's not even a goal, but he's not even a goal scorer.
Yeah, they're calling right pipe, upper bar, lower bar. That's what they're shooting for. That's how good these guys are as far as picking corners, and they're good. They're good.
Yeah.
That's why they are where they are.
What a beautiful pick there.
That nice little hip bumped him off, freed his hands.
And you can see how excited he is, and how excited Stotts is. He's, let's go, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, San Diego, they do a great.
Just enough to get his hands free, and you want to know that, you get your hands free, and he's that kind of a player, and boom. Good night. I said good day.
Yeah, and I said good day, sir. But the look at this little flip right here. Just to keep possession, not the best pass necessarily, but they get it. And
yeah, but as a player, he knows there's nothing but green space up there, and that's where his guy's going to be.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it all is. My guy's going to be there.
Gets it to Berg.
Put it to the place.
Berg to. I'll let you. Do you want to say it? Doobie doobie doo.
Doobie doo. That's how
I knew you'd want to.
Scamper didn't like that the first time. He's like, "Yeah, they darn
that." I wouldn't worry about that. There's Daboud. He is just like, and he has nothing to be embarrassed about. He played.
Not at all. It was a great game.
He played great. I tell you, the goalies. The more I watch sports like this, and you really see that it's like you're talking 2 saves difference. And I mean, we all talk X's and O's, and this player and that guy can do it, and this guy can do it. But I mean, realistically, it comes down to that goalie.
It comes down to that goalie being hot,
Two,
your defense being solid.
but no,
Let
no,
him
no. I'm
if
just
they're going to get their shots. Let them. The defense has to know where the goalie's. Okay, this is where I want you guys to shoot the ball. Dougie was talking about it as far as with their
yeah, no,
defense.
their defense. They play it. They put the pressure on. He wants the
Yeah,
pressure out low, leave the guys inside for him. But
yeah,
so you look at the biggest gap we had this weekend was the Halifax Albany game. So you're
yep.
literally talking though 6 saves, 6 more
6 8.
saves. That game goes to overtime. 7 more saves, they win that game.
Yeah, yeah. The
7 less
cat was on
saves.
fire. And props to the entire Albany team as far as that goes. I watched that game and
I don't know how Glenn Clark is not GM of the year automatically. Clarky, 100%. Glenn Clark, and Josh is going to agree with me here. He's got to. We're going to get into the Albany game next. I just wanted to make sure that I had the stats up as well so we don't bugger anything up. So before we start watching the highlights, you talked about it a little bit. I talked about it a little bit. So you look at it and the shots on goal, literally pretty much the same output. I mean, you're talking, it's identical.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we look at the faceoffs. Joe Nardella just proves, what, and this is why. So I was a huge Jake Withers fan, but at the end of this year, my takeaway is Jake Withers either needs to get his head out of his ass, or he's the penalty minutes leader. And after that,
Later on in that game, it was getting brutal. It's like, come on, guys, come
well,
on.
so he's the penalty minutes leader. You're hurting your team at that point. The whole benefit of having you as a face-off guy is you get the possessions. You are a great defensive player. If you're putting yourself down a man and you're giving them extra possessions or an extra man to be able to double up on it, it's you take away a lot of your positive. I think when you look at the way Joe Nardella played defense, I think he outclassed uh, Withers in that game. I think, and I honestly just think that the young bucks that were Albany just were relentless on Halifax. They did not give them an inch of breathing room.
Not at all. What's his name on defense? The new guy that they picked up halfway
Wagner.
through. Wagner.
John Wagner. After I watched that first game and I said, this kid's a beast.
He was a beast.
Again, Glenn Clark, GM of the year. I think it's not even, questionable. I think it's a hands down vote. I know people want to talk about Vancouver and what Molosky's been able to do is he's made his way through there, but I think it's I don't know. I'm going hands down, Glenn Clark.
Yeah, I would definitely say Glenn Clark as well.
Yeah, and there's Dougie on the.
When are the? It's after the season, correct?
Yeah.
Well, let's hold on because you never know if there's a back-to-back. But I agree. Coach Clark is doing a great job with what But then you got this guy doing what he's doing. Look at great.
Just enough, and it goes off his leg pad, goes off his hand,
off the pad, off the arm.
Yeah, so there hits the leg pad, right there into the arm, just at the top of the glove. Dougie.
Yeah. He was a dog.
No, so the NLL did they had a little clip of all of his. He had a bunch of highlight saves. So this is that first clip we're gonna look. All of this footage is actually courtesy of the NLL YouTube. I straight up just steal their highlights now because they do a pretty good job getting things like that. There's Josh in the. I love it. You can see Josh down there with his hands out to the side. It's okay, safe.
All right, we got Dougie.
Yeah. Woo! You see him just. It's safe. Good job, Dougie. We got Dougie. Nothing to worry about.
Break.
Yeah, unfortunately we didn't make it. He was. Oh, so Josh is on Twitter. We have a Twitter that we're trying to run. But yeah, so with Levy, so Adam Levy is also voting with Stamper, and if Stamper doesn't, well, Stamper, you're not going to be allowed to come to Blue Squatch Productions shoots anymore if we don't vote for Clark when you get your vote. But yeah, no, so Coach Clark could definitely get Coach of the Year. He did play great. The little slump they had was probably the only thing that I would say maybe not Coach of the Year. Plus, he did such a good job as GM, it kind of takes away from how good of a coach he did. But, You can't give them all the award. If they win it this year, then you definitely got to give them Coach and GM of the Year.
Absolutely. You got to give them a lot of awards.
You take a team that didn't make the playoffs, had 3 wins last year, and it looks like it was going nuts. Unfortunately, we couldn't make it. It would have been awesome to have gone down, but it just didn't quite work out. And then the next
Josh
one we won't.
Guys, did they give a attendance number? Because it definitely looked like there was a better crowd there.
The sides were pretty good. You could see the kids, the fans the faithful were there.
Yeah.
You could. It was.
The Walnut Zone was rocking, huh?
Yes, but Halifax, they traveled all right too. They had a couple.
There was quite
spots.
A few fans there. Yeah, there was quite a few fans there.
Yeah, and this one, Warren Hill's going to want this one back. It's still, I mean, Simmons runs all the way across. You got to come back across, and he throws it back near side. It's a tough shot, but yeah. I tell you, Grennan.
That gremlin right there, man, did he get their goat going?
Oh, my goodness. Brock wanted to punch him so bad. Oh, man.
He was darn near ripping his face mask right off his head.
Yeah. No, there's Wagner starting the transition again, and he just looked phenomenal. Wagner got the goal, which is why he'll get some extra talk this week. But Nishimura with the goal, too. The offense did enough, but the transition for Albany was huge. They dominated. They got in the heads of them. The offense did a great job making sure they were, eating up shot clocks.
Defense shutting them out in the second period is huge.
Oh my goodness!
Again, there's some great players on that Halifax team, but
look at this shot from Shanks. So he catches this in the air while moving backwards and shoots it before he lands on the ground.
Yeah. Just gets it over the shoulder.
Yeah. The catch and the shot while he's flying backwards through the air.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
Talent is awesome.
Yeah, no.
The one that didn't show up, Woods, didn't have a particularly great game. Halifax has got some age to him. There's no question. I think the Albany was just out.
Well, there's
right here. It is. Here it is. They're right there, 28, and just you want to know what? He didn't retaliate.
He doesn't either.
Run your mouth. Just shut up and soak it. Get the this is after scoring a goal, and now you're going man up as well.
Yeah. So there's Ethan Walker, one of the offensive veterans with a whopping 3 years in the NLL, and this was so. We talked about Q. He was the trade for Q, and that's why I say I don't think I would. I do think Andrew Q is a great player, and I don't mean to any disrespect by saying that I don't want him. But if my choice is Ethan Walker with 3 years in the league, with the way he plays, it just complements the offense so well. Longboat plays so good, and Walker is just a grinder, and so many of these guys, he takes a bit, and Grennan just absolutely, oh my goodness. He's probably my favorite Firewolf to watch, actually. I don't even know, and I feel bad saying that because there is...
Now, if he would have came off Conor McGregor doing that strut that Conor McGregor, I think I've seen him do it before where he does that strut off.
He's got a strut, that's for sure. He gets everybody wants to beat him up.
Yeah. Well, it happens. Shanks on the board. Or was that Peterson? That was Peterson.
That was Peterson. Yeah, Shanks had that beautiful jumping backwards crazy goal.
Okay, so that's the end of the third period, going into the fourth period. And Albany has got these guys' number.
Dougie, another big save. Then they pick up the rebound. But this is what I mean, the transition game. So right now, look at this play. You got 4 guys trapped down here for Halifax. They're flying up.
Yep.
Now we got a 2-on-1. But it was over at this point. I'm sorry. This was the breakaway. I forgot. But I love this because me and my father-in-law were watching.
He whipped it. He cranked it up a little extra.
Oh, my God. Me and my father-in-law were watching. He's like, why is he waiting so long? I said, because he's going to shoot it 1,000 miles an hour into this guy's legs. Because even if he doesn't, if it hits him in the leg, it's probably still going to go in off of his shin bone, but he's going to make this guy, oh, you want to get in front of the net? And he didn't give him a chance to match sticks as he was running in, when they were on the same side. He said, there's a reason you don't play goalie, kid, and I'm going to wreck. Yeah, I thought I was like, oh my goodness, this was classic. He held it all the way in, just Watkinson doing making sure he had the best shot, and Wagner afterwards kind of buries it. But Colton Watkinson, what a team leader, steps in. Brett Manny, he had a lot of great years watching Manny and getting the experience from Brett Manny, who was an incredible leader. Stepped down this year and left them in the very capable hands of Colton Watkinson.
Yeah, that cat's been all season long.
Yeah,
stepped right up and leading the transition. That's huge.
Yeah, and I guess they didn't show the last highlight in the end. Like I said, I just kind of steal the highlights from the NLL now. With us starting to ramp up full gear, we're on the phone and making schedules and doing all kinds of stuff. It kind of gets hard for us, but I am so ready for summer ball. It's not even funny. I'm staring at my wireless set right now, watching the refs to get the wireless calls. They must have watched BSP a little bit, because I tell you, they had most of their mics dialed in.
They dialed them in. I said something to somebody. Well, it was Tony when we was talking about the officials being mic'd up and everything, and that's when he had talked about the shot clocks and everything. But now that you got the cameras behind the scene, that's going to be a whole nother added element. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Yeah, so we're gonna have we should have replays coming from the backside, looking down over the goals, and huge shout out to CBI Cables and Paul Noecker for taking care of that to make sure we could get it all done. Thank you very much.
You want to know what? CBI Cables, it's what the pros use, Greg Beecher. You're a pro.
Well, I told you I laughed because I went into the music store with Jared, and our music shop sells exclusively those cables.
Yep.
So, I was laughing because I almost bought one, and then I was like, wait, I know what. I got a buddy of mine that hooks me up with some cables. And
well, the one thing that CBI, it's a family-owned business, and, for the last 40, I think it's going on 43 years old now. And as far as, been there myself, going on 24 years. So it's been an incredible ride watching the business grow and seeing how to do it the right way.
Well, the nice thing is, they're in that small local shop that we have, which is not a corporate place, but same thing. It's a small music shop. They work with all the schools. They help rebuild the instruments and stuff. It's it's a local industry, and it's small business supporting small business. Speaking of which, let's give a little shout out to all of our sponsors this year before we talk about what's going to happen with the next round of the playoffs. We're going to go through that in just a minute. I am so excited for all the sponsorship opportunities thank you, all the sponsors. I got to say it. I can't say it enough. Without you guys, none of this happens. We really appreciate you.
It's incredible the way the local community has stepped forward and helped out with the Utica Yeti. Not even local, but brand wide down in Cortland. We can't say enough as far as get down there to say hello to Jimbo. And there's some sweet juices that he's got flowing down there with some coffee beans. If you get in there, Ithaca's finest. It's their mega brew. And Jimbo's tonic that he distills, they've come together, they've collaborated, and they have a coffee brew. And
I will.
It's something that we're gonna definitely get up. Jimbo's.
He's going to be in Utica for the games.
He's
right?
going to be at the home games. Yes,
Okay.
He's going to have samples and everything. He can't sell there, but we can definitely do samples because he's a New York State licensed distributor. Everything is based out of New York State, so
he could sample and then you work out the shipping and stuff from outside of the building.
Or we'll let you know where it is that you can get it at your local distillery.
Where it is distributed, yes.
He is trying to get into the local beer, breweries as far as being based like a brewery. He's a distillery, same concept, but it's a great product for a young man that's taking a chance in life and doing what he enjoys doing. And like us, he's doing what he do.
Yeah.
We do what he do.
We do what we do and hope for the best. And we appreciate everybody out there in the chats. So, yes, thank you very much. Oh, I love Gaudette out there. It's awesome to see him. The Halifax player tried to climb into the crowd. Yes, I did see that. Did you see that one, Paul?
I did see it.
You got to give
as far
credit
as
to the Albany fans, though. That's like an old slap shot move. I mean, you are doing something as a fan if you can get that guy so mad.
Well, but then they threw the wrong guy out. Is what
I heard
was
that.
reading.
I heard
That's what I was reading. They somebody was saying that it was Mark. Mark, I'm I'll leave last names out, but Mark was saying that it was right in his section, and he's like, the funny thing is they tried throwing the wrong guy out. The fan. So
yeah.
Props to security and doing what they do. They took care of this, snuffled out the situation, got the player away from everything. But yeah, if you can get a player, it's the end of the season. These guys are
playing for next year.
Flowing. Yeah. Adrenaline's flowing, and you get out there and some a heckling fan. I could only imagine what I sound like when I was back in the day, where there's no question. I'm sure I probably irked many a player when I'd go to Philadelphia cheering for Buffalo.
Oh, yeah. All right. Speaking of which, so we got Buffalo and Toronto. What a series that's going to be, though. The playoff series.
It's huge.
So if anybody doesn't know, Toronto and Buffalo, their arenas are probably like a half hour apart. But what you think of when you think of Niagara Falls is Buffalo is on one side of Niagara Falls and Toronto is on the other side, for anybody not familiar with the region. This is a huge game, huge series. Toronto has the first home game. There's going to be a lot of orange jerseys there, though.
There's going to be a lot of orange jerseys there. There's a lot of Toronto. Toronto travels well, but Bandit Nation is huge.
Yeah, and that's what I was just gonna say. Toronto travels very well too. So, I mean, I don't expect them to have any problems.
Who's gonna buy the tickets quickly? I guarantee Buffalo's probably close to already sold out, if not already sold out.
Oh, the KeyBank Center for their
it's sold out. It's one of those places you want to know. If you're a fan and you have an opportunity, get up to Buffalo.
You gotta go to Buffalo.
And watch it.
It's a very unique experience. Owen tells me the Rough House is cool too, and it might be. I can't speak from that, but man, Bandit Land is something special. But anyway, what?
Owen, you can't see the damn ball fly around. So
no, he can because he sits down on the level. Where he's sitting, he's not watching down at the floor. He's sitting floor level. He sees the ball great.
He sees the ball. I can't watch a game there because it's horrible for us to watch as fans on the East Coast. Take your West Coast.
I love it.
Hold on. Speaking of Beecher, how many are on the East Coast?
I was just going to say, hang on, we were going to get into that in a minute, but we might as well now. Let's go ahead and talk some smack now. So as I look who actually made it all the way, we'll see. Oh, wait. I think all 4 teams. But even if we'll go back. Or no, 3 of them. I'm sorry. I forget San Diego.
Yeah, it's pretty west. You're not going to get much more west.
No, that is as far west.
You're going to start swimming.
That makes up for it. So since Halifax got eliminated, which is, I think, the farthest east team in the league, they made up for it. So we've got 3 East Coast teams, and then we just went as far west as possible.
Well, I think that now makes Albany the farthest east team in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Toronto is north, but it's definitely west,
and I think it might be west of Buffalo technically if you're looking at it. When you're looking at a map,
it's northeast. I think just a smidgen, isn't it?
No, I don't know. I'm not great geographically. I definitely could be wrong on that one.
Well, don't listen to me because we'll end up in British Columbia, and then we're way off, too far west.
Yeah. So, what I got to ask you though, as we go into the playoffs, we talk defense wins, championships, but you still have Matty Vince, one of the most experienced goaltenders who is Matt Vince, though. I mean, at the end of the day, you can say what you want. Nick Rose is having a career year. How many career years has Matty Vince had? I mean, the numbers don't lie, and the numbers have career, year after year, been better for Matty Vince than they have for Nick Rose. Can Nick Rose continue it, or is that Buffalo offense going to light it up? But even we just watched him play Rochester with Hartley, and Rochester's defense has been very spotty at times, and they only scored 9 goals.
I got to believe it's going to come down to penalty power plays.
Which is something that Buffalo, I got to give the edge to Toronto as well. That's why,
Yeah.
I mean, you can never count Buffalo out because they have an emotional way that they play and they can rally that is, I don't know if anybody else has that in the league when you watch them. Maybe Stotts by himself has that, that emotional attachment to it. But other than Stotts, I think Buffalo has that. But I just honestly don't think. I think Toronto is the team to be able to beat them.
It very well could happen.
But
very well. The positive thing is, I believe it's 2 games in Buffalo. If Buffalo beats or loses the first game, correct? It's back to back in Buffalo.
No. Toronto's first, so Toronto gets home, and then it goes to Buffalo, and then it goes back to Toronto.
Oh, okay. I thought it's old
I'll
style.
Pull it. Yeah, I'll pull it back up.
So it's a full game. It's no longer the 30-second or the third right after. Or is that just championship game?
No, yeah, they play one in. Well, hang on. Let me look at this. I just had it up, but I'm pretty sure when we looked at it. Yeah, see, so that's Ontario, and then it's only got the first weekend. Yeah, it's only got the first weekend.
Didn't it used to go though? The first game home, second game. If you lost your first game and you came home and you won your second game, the following game, the third game was a shortened game, wasn't it?
No, it's just so they do the best of the championship series. I believe they do where you'll do the visitors and they do because they split the weekends.
Right.
But here I think it's yeah. No, it's Friday and Sunday. Nobody's playing Saturday.
Nobody's playing Saturday.
And it's 1-1. But I believe, I don't know why it's not showing up on here. Need be, it goes to, here we go. Perfect. I do like the little bracket. That's cool. But no, I want to say it's 1-1-1 is how they're doing it. I could be wrong.
Is it a game on Monday then?
Yeah, it's 1-1-1 series. Josh said it. No, they're playing the following weekend.
So they're going to give them a full weekend off after.
I think I just saw the schedule too because Albany sent it to us. Oh yeah, be in my email for the games. But
so that puts a smack in the budget for Albany. That's for sure.
Flying to San Diego twice.
Twice, yeah. Unless the NLL throws a little extra cushion for travel. I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be I don't know. So I had the playoff stats up, but I guess we did wrap up the regular season the last time. So the playoff leaders, Paul, you probably cheated and saw it already. Who's our goals leader? Do you know?
You beat me to the punch, brother. I have no clue yet.
Got Josh Byrne with 5 goals.
Byrne, with 5 goals.
And the assist leader, no surprise, he has been the leader of assists basically exclusively all year. Did not have any goals yet, but Dane went through some spurts like that this year. It's not that big of a surprise, I guess. And when you look at the way, Nanticoke had 2, he's getting on the board. Buffalo, they don't need Dane Smith to score goals. They need him to get 10 assists. It's helpful and it's nice when he scores. But it
is. But you want to know what? How many times he shoots, and I noticed that he misses the net. He misses the net a lot on his shots.
But if you look where he misses, do you see where he does?
Oh, it's close, but still,
No. When he misses just to the outside every time. If he misses to the outside where that ball's coming right back off the plexiglass. He doesn't miss. He doesn't miss over the top of the net. He missed left or right. Almost always. Exclusively. He doesn't miss low off the bounce shot way right. It's when he misses, he's aiming for those top corners, I noticed, and you'll see their offense is always, as soon as he starts shooting, they're looking at the plexiglass. They're waiting for it to come off. So Connor Fields does the same thing. If he misses, because he shoots all day, but he's picking up a ton of balls off the plexiglass.
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting a lot of rebounds too. Connor Fields is amazing when it comes to loose ball totals for what he does on offense. Trevor Baptiste, that's got to be. That's a very underrated pickup. Everybody likes to talk about Baptiste. He's not a good defensive player. He's costing you. But I tell you, man, he had a couple goals last week or a couple weeks ago, and he's really starting to come on. And when you look at these one possession games, if you have 90 seconds left on the clock, and you get the first shot clock, you've set
Yeah.
yourself up in a beautiful position.
Well, it comes down to now. You know what? Isn't this what Albany's been waiting for? As far as the Seals came into Albany and smacked Albany in Albany, it's time to buck up and say, let's start it out there, win the first one in San Diego, take it home and smack them in our house.
Yeah.
As far as Nardell, it was a great matchup last time. Let's see what it brings on this time. It should be another awesome one. Goalie wise, Dougie. If Dougie stays hot, wow.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. I think it really for Albany is going to come down to 5-on-5 offense. I think Albany's transition easily matches San Diego's transition. I think you need those 4 or 5 goals a game from your offense, though. You don't need Simmons to score a hat trick. You don't need Powell to score a hat trick, but you need that whole group to come up with 5 goals a game
Yeah.
minimum.
Yeah.
I mean, minimum.
Well,
Really, you want 7, and then you can try to get 3 or 4 transition goals. But Albany heavily relies on 3 transition goals a game.
yeah.
Sometimes they get 5. They do a little more, but they are very with a very young. Yeah, Saturday Albany would be San Diego. Josh had the schedule down. If you check in the chats, I believe Josh is correct with that.
With the 1-1-1 series?
Yeah, the 1-1-1. Same with Albany and San Diego. Yeah, third game is the
So they do
following
get a
week.
following week. Yep. Well,
Yep.
and that makes for a better game as well. As far as the boys
Little
get
more
to
time.
a little recuperation, get some juices back in, and then fly back out there and
I do have
do it.
to laugh though. So all of a sudden, Vegas mysteriously made the playoffs. Did you see? They haven't
No.
updated Wagner's team. So
Oh.
instead of playing for the Firewolves, he's playing for Vegas. So the Vegas Desert Dogs
You found
got
the glitch. Beecher, you just
2
won the
calls turned on.
$100,000 from the NLL.
I don't want the $100,000. Just give me some press credentials so I can get your files.
You want to what? And you did a great job when you did get down there.
Oh yeah, no, for Albany, Albany's great. Albany takes care of it. The problem I ran into with Albany is just getting up and down the stairs at the end of the night to get down there. I just couldn't by the end of the night, my hip. And then it got to the point where by the time it was just so late at night, I would love to do every I don't know, maybe next year. Maybe we'll do like a membership thing through this that makes it worth us to go down there, and hopefully Charity won't have to work next winter, and that'll be even better if we could just do Blue Squatch all winter.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it be?
That would be amazing. I know we're doing it all summer. I'm super excited for summer season. When can we expect this Yeti schedule to come out? I mean, what's going on with that? What do we got going on? I know Jobson is organized and trying to put you guys straight.
Just 2 more days.
So I'm guessing
2 more days. 2 more days.
Huge shout out to all the GMs in all the divisions. Thank you very much for all the work you guys do. We appreciate it. Summer Box is starting to get underway. What a kickoff it was. We talked last week about the things there. Then they had their Besky tournament now. Now it feels like Summer Box. I'm ready to go. It's super exciting with the NLL and everything that's going on. I love being able to watch it. I wish I could pay a little bit more attention to it, but it's hard this time of year as we're rolling. But
Dude.
Woo, Yeti Nation. I mean, how exciting is Utica this summer?
It right now, things are really, as far as for myself in regards to game preparation, in regards to getting things lined up, and music is going to be happening. We got some bands that are going to be doing some pregame up at the Utica Club Lounge, and then we got the postgame up at the Utica up at the Utica Club Lounge, and like I said, we got a couple different vendors that are going to be. We have a maple syrup gentleman that is a former he was the year before you, but played for me at MBCC as well. And Francis Simile is looking to get some of his product down into the games. We're making this an event. It's no longer just a game. As far as we want the families to get out there and watch this event. As far as there's plenty of things to do in the summer on a Friday night. Well, you want to know? Let's get to the Nexus Center. Let's as far as the lounge, they're going to have some Yeti burgers are going to be flipping. As far as music, Chad Plants, there's a couple others that are I'm trying to work with. The biggest thing that I have to get is the schedule, and that's been the $100,000 question. I need a schedule.
You're still waiting to find out who's in the league and who's got it. Everybody's dealing with. So anybody who doesn't know, the NABLL is essentially each division runs separately, but each one of these GMs has to deal with the facility, and just like kind of as you're putting your pro schedules together, just trying to get those things is tough.
It's getting everybody on the same page. That's one of the great things with, I know the upstate, us GMs, we've been working great with each other over the past couple of years. So, if somebody's got a preference, we work to their preference. If somebody needs to change things up because something happens, then we're able to work with it. I know all of us are trying to get that maximum game play. I know as far as myself, we'll travel in regards to in region, out of region. Yeah, I know we'll also host in region, out of region. It's definitely, I know Nate does something with the Paper City where they do a home and home, which is awesome. I've talked to the Massachusetts Stallions and Andrew Forrester. We've pondered the thought of trying to do a home and home
Philly Mustangs, right?
Yeah, it's Philly Mustangs, but the Massachusetts Stallions. Okay. Stallions are the fifth team up there now. I think they got. I think there's 5 now.
No, they're doing great things over there. That's huge. Kyle Baker in Maine. Yeah, no, that whole bracket over there is just growing huge. It's a cool thing to see.
It's definitely something, as far as to get out west a little bit. I know we've talked about going down to Charlotte. It's a little expensive to get down that low, but
that's a drive.
That's a drive. That's a haul, especially with a lot of equipment. Some of the guys, obviously myself and Sully would probably load up the truck, and a lot of the guys would fly down, and we just take the stuff down with us. But I don't know if we want to be getting into that type of thing just yet. Maybe meet them someplace in the middle.
No, what you need to do is get Philly, or Jersey, one of those teams that's down by the city somewhere, to just put on a weekend thing where it's a little bit.
How about we pull out the Battle of the Barge? See, the problem is with myself is early June is good for us. The problem is a lot of the league doesn't start until the end of June, beginning of July.
How many of your players coach college or high school?
We've got about 7 coaches.
Yeah. Almost everybody who's involved in these leagues is involved in some form of youth lacrosse, whether it's college, high school, youth, men's, kids. It's so hard until the spring competitive season wraps up to really get things going. Paul, we're already over an hour. I just realized.
It's over an hour. It's definitely something that next week we can talk some more about. We'll definitely have some more information as far as our schedule will be released by next week.
That's a big promise.
I already know we got something in the works. It's a matter of getting everybody confirmed with our venues so that, on paper we have something.
Okay.
It's a matter of everybody's
waiting for everybody
venue.
to finalize it with the venues to make sure.
It's finalizing, and we couldn't say anything 100%. To our venue. So as far as TikTok, I'm excited. Great times. It's that time. Greg Beecher, thank you for what you do. Blue Squatch, do what you do. Yeti Nation, see you next week.
In service. Liberty Affordable Housing. Rome Sign and Display Company. Nice Scoba. The men and women in blue, thank you for what you do. Robert Dix Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix. Tri-City Lacrosse. 40 years of summer fun. Master Vito Hyundai. Contact the sales force. CRM Rental Management. The Clinton Tractor and Implement Company. Contact the Caledona family. Hello, Yeti Nation. Get down to the Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Fay Farms. Where's the beef at? Contact Jimmy Fay. Family Landscaping. Make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ. The Black River Ale House. Where the Romans go. Dura Products. Who's got the pipe? Jimmy Fay's got the pipe. Contact Jimmy Fay for irrigation, drainage, pool, and spa. You building a new house? Contact Jimmy Fay. He's got your stuff. The B-Dry System. Your basement's wet? Get a hold of B-Dry. Believe in 271. Nobody fights alone. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF. Your local representative. George Kaler, Sales and Service. Liberty Affordable Housing. Rome Sign and Display Company. Nice Scoba. The men and women in blue, thank you for what you do. Robert Dix Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix. Tri-City Lacrosse. 40 years of summer fun. Master Vito Hyundai.